The new Call of Duty.
Not a fan of it. It looks like every past Call of Duty that I haven't enjoyed.
I wish they would stop doing World War II type.
I know.
I know.
Same.
I just,
Like,
That's why I'm excited for Battlefield.
2019.
Yeah, I want
Forever.
I want just like slightly futuristic, but still mostly
Black Ops
modern.
2, baby. That was the golden
Yeah.
era.
Actually,
I disagree.
Vietnam
okay,
era.
yourself.
I like Vietnam era too because I love the first Black Ops, but I
Yeah,
also
the
really
first
like Black Ops 2.
was really good.
But
Yeah.
World War II, like that era, doesn't.
World War-
I don't know. It doesn't really hit
boring.
home. You know,
It is boring.
The guns
It's
are
not
fucking
boring.
ass.
It's just been done too many times. I don't find it boring at all.
has.
It's
All
like,
of the
Yeah.
old CODs were like that. You know?
literally the first three.
It's
first
boring
three
now.
CODs.
It's boring now. It wasn't boring back in the day, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like, dude, the only reason that I am somewhat looking forward to it is because I know that it's the Modern Warfare engine.
Yeah,
Like
same.
I know it's gonna feel.
Also,
good to
Warzone's
play.
making a new map too, and they're adding a better anti-cheat, which is a positive.
About damn time.
Not that I really give a fuck about Warzone, but they're actually like doing good with Warzone
Oh my
now.
god, a new map's gonna be like 6 terabytes.
I know.
for real.
Literally,
my
gonna have to buy a separate PC just to run the map. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not looking
dude,
forward to that part, but I don't know. I'm
I'm
excited.
way
for
more
COD.
excited for Battlefield. God.
Yeah.
I'm way more
same.
excited for Battlefield 2, but I hope COD's gonna be.
Yeah,
I
I want
wouldn't
COD
get
to
your
be
hopes
good.
up.
I don't know. I'm also sick of like World War II. Like, bring a World War II game where we can have like a boxing match with Hitler, and I'm down.
Yeah.
Dude, yes.
Dude, like Nazis and shit. That stuff's cool. Like, but just like being in a fucking.
Excuse me?
Actually, don't take that out of context.
My
You
God,
cunts, that's some cool
not
stuff.
but like that's wait, which what was
of War?
Nazi zombies?
World at
good.
War.
World of
Nazis.
War. Yeah, like that was fun.
Yeah, World of
But
War was
it's-
a great fucking game.
Yep.
It was
But it's like now, like World War
dark
II
and
games now
grimy,
don't.
too.
World War II games now aren't really like about that. I don't know if they're afraid to get canceled or something, or I don't know. But it's just.
How can you get canceled for shooting a Nazi in the face? That should be like that should be
I don't know,
frowned
Call of
upon.
Duty
That should
just-
be like a
Because,
positive.
dude, you can fucking get canceled for fucking liking a certain brand of mustard over another brand. Like literally, people are so soft
not okay,
and
Soup.
fucking soft and lame.
That's a bad
Yeah.
take. That's a bad take, Soup.
That's bad take.
You know
Mustard.
people are fucking lame when you
No, it
have to
isn't. I
like
agree.
censor history because some people might get their feelings hurt.
Yeah, I never understood the censoring history thing. Like, aren't we supposed to learn from the history? So, like, if we censor Nazism, like, aren't we potentially doomed to repeat it someday in the future? Like, we should learn from it. Nazi
yeah,
bad.
there needs to be a line of like
No, because it might hurt
teaching
someone's
it
feelings.
and not glorifying it. Like,
Yeah.
that's got to be it. Right? Yeah,
Like, you should be able to learn about something without, like, needing a safe room. You
But
know?
the problem is, there's a lot of fucking idiots that like hear about Nazi things and think it's fucking cool. Like, there's actually just horrible fucking people. out
Yeah, well,
there.
those kind of people need to be lined up against a wall and their fucking brains blown out.
I don't disagree 1%.
I mean,
but they are out
like,
there.
there's no argument.
Yeah. Well, there's always
Yeah.
going to be racist pieces of shit. So
Yeah.
we're never going to have this utopian society where everyone's just like hugs and kisses and no one's bad.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the thing.
no.
I wonder if there's like a human out there that is gonna go through life and everything that is somewhat like shock or offensive, or like what if they're brought up in some like fucking placebo environment where they never interact with the outside world, they don't see any other viewpoint, and they're just like
Redditors.
what do they grow up to be like?
the entire country of Kenya.
That's just small town syndrome. That's literally what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's just like you're in your bubble and you see your bubble and you don't travel anywhere. And then you
Right,
know
but that's what
you go on the
censoring shit
internet.
like history. That's what censoring and shit does, though. That's what it's doing to people is when you suppress like negative shit because you don't like, I don't know, you're scared it's gonna upset you or something. Then you never learn that it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying. Is it like things need to be taught without being glorified? Like,
Yeah.
movies make, fucking World War II look like this fucking awesome thing where it's like, yeah, fucking shooting Nazis and, fucking woman. Just like, no, it was literally like the worst thing that's happened in like modern humanity. So it's just like, the problem is just like a lot of shit like that gets glorified. So it's just kind of easier to just like sweep things under the rug than to properly teach them and to be like, hey, this was really bad. things like World War II, World War One, the Civil War, like these are bad people. These are not, things you should look towards and be like, yeah, they fought for something they believed in. Like that wasn't a good belief,
Right.
So I don't know. There just needs to be a fine line. But I agree. Like
a lot of it is parenting too.
Yeah.
Dude. People need to be better parents. If you're listening and you're thinking about becoming a parent, raise your kid to be a decent human.
I feel like every single person that wants to have like children should have to at least do like a month of therapy before having to before raising a child. So I feel like people that just have no idea how to deal with things, like regardless of what it is, they just raise the most fucking brain dead dumbass kids possible.
That's our generation, baby.
Also, you should be able to abort in any fucking state you live in.
Yes.
Nobody should be forced to have a child.
Yes. Well,
dude, that law is crazy though. Like, you can be like an abortion bounty hunter, and you can go and like try to report people for 10 grand a piece.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
an abortion bounty hunter.
Yeah, dude, that law is so
like a
bizarre.
Sick video game.
Yeah. Yeah, Texas is really fucking stupid.
What is it? Hold on, what is that?
I don't know all the whole like technicalities of it, but it's something like if you report somebody who's planning on getting an abortion, you can be rewarded like 10 grand or something, or they can be fined 10 grand. I don't know which way it is, but
I'm not.
It's very bizarre. But it's your word against their word, I would imagine. What if they're just like, nope, I wasn't planning on getting an abortion. This just seems weird.
Going to the grocery store next to it.
I just happened to be walking by Planned Parenthood and be pregnant at the same time. And they like all have their weapons aimed at me as I'm walking by the door.
Yeah, I don't know. Shit like that is fucking insane. Especially because the only people that like are trying to pass laws like that are like old ass white dudes that are just like, it takes two to parent, so I should be able to do something. It's like, you're not the one with a fucking baby in you for 9 months.
Dude, I couldn't imagine how much better like the country would be if there was an age limit on being in politics. Like if you're past like 50, you can't be a president or you can't be a governor. The most
frustrating part about this, and I want to preface this with, I have literally no issue with conservatives. I think there is a lot of
I do.
Listen, I think there's a lot of like valid points and stuff like that, and especially towards businesses. There's a lot of good stuff there, but the issue I have is like it's majority conservatives that believe something like, let's say, abortion is not okay, but then they are the exact ones that are against them having help once the child is born. Like they don't give a fuck about people in poverty. They don't give a fuck if like the parents have severe mental health issues and can't go to the doctors. They don't give a fuck about having affordable health care. Like, they don't actually care about the person being born. That's the part that's annoying. It's more about, like, controlling this woman.
They're pro-fetus, not pro-life.
Right.
Like,
they care about you until you're born, and then when you're 18, they want you to go in the military.
Yeah, that's the issue I have with it. Like I said, I have no problem with people who are just conservative and not fucking psychos and, let women do what they want with their body. That's perfectly okay in my books, but the people that try to like control somebody else's body and fight for something and then not actually give a fuck about it it's mind boggling.
That's the thing too, is that those same people aren't logically consistent. So they'll say it's not your body, your choice, but also I ain't wearing no mask. That's my body, my choice.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think any person that aligns with a certain belief just to say that they are that way is stupid. Like anybody that just like will fully believe one way, like just to believe that way. You know what I mean? Because like
ride or die Republican or liberal,
right? Well, ride or die like anything.
Yeah,
or,
because
like, Nazi flaws.
There's no like direct correct answer when you go so far in one direction, or if you're like so like hell-bent on being a certain way. It's like you got to have a little bit of give and take with everything.
And then there's people that get mad about, like, they call people like fence sitters if they're like, hey, I agree with it is because there's valid points to both sides. Like,
exactly,
that's literally the point in having conflicting ideals and stuff like that.
Well, a lot of that's the media's fault too, because the media wants us. The fucking media wants us to hate one another. That's why they promote all this kind of bullshit. because they don't want us to be like unified, because people that are unified and think the same way, or even if you don't think the same way, if you're like working towards a similar goal, because ultimately we all want the same thing, like they want us to hate one another, that way they can keep us watching and keep us controlled.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a frustrating thing, especially in the US. I feel like it's so bad there and it's so fucking shit. Like, I don't know, watching from a perspective of the country, well, like Canada is not perfect. I'm not even for 1 second pretending we don't have like, you know, some level of political discourse here and, you know, people disagreeing with each other. But like, it's insane you're like, literally somebody will happily kill somebody for being on the other side of the political spectrum. And it's fucking nuts.
But see, that's the thing though, is they get that way because they get fucking brainwashed by like the
Far
fucking
left or
television.
far right, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
they're taught
it's
they're the
like
enemy.
almost it's like fucking going for like a football team or something. Like you can be a fan of a team, but like if your quarterback played shitty, then it's like, you know, people will defend their fucking football team, be like he was not shitty, he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah,
but then
yeah.
you watch the highlights and he had like 20 fumbles,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
40 interceptions, and it's like it's okay to say that he did bad, like or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
like you don't have to blindly just follow this certain way because it's like, I don't know. It's almost
because
like
it
a
aligns
fucking,
with your like, yeah. I
Don't be a sheep.
It's almost like a fucking like an aesthetics thing, kind of like, or what's like the word, like a brand. It's almost like you have to be all in on this brand, even if it sucks.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
it's just a level of confirmation bias, right? Like if you hear somebody preaching something that like you believe in, we'll just use Trump because he was obviously the most controversial president we've had in a fucking minute. When he was saying certain things, if somebody really aligned with that, they would now be so biased towards everything else he says and like just get swept up in it. And it's just insane that like people look at them like they're like god figures. Like people look at presidents and
I've always
people
thought
in
that was
power.
so weird. Yeah.
And dude, they're elected officials
what I'm
to do
saying.
a
It's
job.
like-
They work for
Right.
us. Like that's the
what
whole
I'm saying
point.
is that any person who is just like blindly like, yes, I'm all in on this one person, no fucking matter what, ride or die, I'm like 100%. It's like that's not at all how you should be
Yeah.
with anything.
No, it's literally anything.
Yep.
I mean that could stand for anything. That could people who believe in nothing but science or nothing but religion and refuse to see any vision on the other side. Yeah, I don't know. That shit's annoying. It's just a bad way to go through the world because like there's so many cool things you can learn and like so many people that you immediately just close the bridge off to if you think like that. Like if you refuse to acknowledge anything but your own bubble, you just miss out on so many good life
Thing
experiences.
is, too, some people just fucking love to hate.
Yeah.
Some people just wake up and they are happy just to hate things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's the thing, is that they're not happy.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
very
true.
sad people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like people. Well, actually,
People
that's a lie.
suck.
I really like people. That's the annoying thing. It's like I just want everybody to kind of enjoy
Well, see,
what
that's
they
the thing.
enjoy and just be
That's
who
the
they want to
thing.
be.
Is what you're saying is what a lot of people feel. That's how like a lot of people feel. But they get blindsided by bullshit like Twitter and
Yeah.
fucking Fox and CNN and all of it. It's all
Yeah.
just, it's scary
Horse
too.
shit.
It's like the internet is great and all this is great, but there's so much information that like good and positive things get clouded by horseshit.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's also
There's-
just
there's-
makes it a lot more easier to be influenced. Back
Yep.
in 30 years ago, the only influence you had is like your parents and your friends in high school and stuff.
But that I would argue that's even more dangerous, to be honest, because if your parents have bad views on things, like that's why so much of the South is racist. Like
Yeah.
it's not because they're inherently racist people at all. It's because like generations upon generations have literally hated black people, have wanted to keep them in slavery, and like
Well,
they
it's
were
not
just
just
taught
the
that.
South. I'll promise you that because I've talked to a lot of fucking people that
No,
don't live in the South of
Oh no,
America.
there's people
And
outside
let
of
me
that.
tell you, I've heard some horrible shit that even I wouldn't say from people like you know what I
Damn.
mean, like
Yeah,
Just
no.
like
I get you. Mean. It's just easier to just like blanket that because that obviously
Yeah.
is
like horrible shit
you
that
know,
like even
predominantly.
well, let me rephrase that. Not that I wouldn't say horrible shit that I wouldn't even
Ironically, say we get what you meant.
Yeah.
like people that are being genuine. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
fucked up shit.
Yeah, that was just a more of a blanket than like, you know, there is racist people who have had racist grandparents and racist great grandparents who have now made them racist. Like, that's what I was trying to say, is like the South, just because that is a high population of obviously racist people,
That's
they're
what's
not
scary too.
inherently
though, is, like,
racist. It's just
with all
parents.
this like COVID shit and everybody like being so secluded to themselves and not being able to like be as sociable, you know, because I feel like being social is so fucking important.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's almost vital to a
Oh, it
point.
absolutely is.
Because like if you're not social and going out of your comfort zone and like talking to people who don't think like you, because you'd be surprised, dude. Like even people you've like thought you've known your whole life, they'll have like things that you're like, you know, you didn't know about them, and like you learn from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's,
for sure.
That's the thing too. I was thinking about it the other day. Like I'm sure you guys can say the same, but like even just like I don't know, 2 years ago, I don't even think I'm like the same person sometimes.
No.
Absolutely not. Which, yeah, no, I agree 100% because it like becomes, you know, something like Twitter that's just an absolute echo chamber on both sides where, you know, people hate each other and they have one view and they think any other view is not right. You know, to an extent, that's fair. You know, something like the abortion thing, that there shouldn't be two opinions on that. But just like, I don't know, things that can have different opinions. People will just echo chamber the one that they see the most. That's boobies.
Yeah.